Hello guys, welcome to another vlog. Today I'm talking with Jay and C. Okay, so we're talking about Jay. Jay is a student here in Russia and we would like to hear his experience during this hard period. You know, Russia has had massive sanctions that I keep telling you guys, and we would love to hear students here about their experiences. So you can introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Geoffrey, and I'm a student here in Russia. I studied in Belgorod. I just graduated, and yeah, it's been wonderful. Though the sanctions affect everybody, but you know, what can we do about it? It's still a good place, though.
So I'll just talk to you with Jay and give him some certain questions which have been asked, by the way, by you guys, and hopefully he will give you an insight about his experience. So without no further ado, let the interview kick off. Hello, Jay.
Hi.
How are you doing? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, please tell me about you. Are you a student here in Russia?
Yeah, I'm a student here in Russia. I studied in Belgorod, but I'm done now. Graduated this year. I moved to Moscow. Yeah, I'm here now, working.
So tell me your life about Russia. I mean, during this sanction period, has it hit the students, African students in Russia?
Yeah, during the sanction, it ain't easy for anybody actually, because a lot of people have been trying to get jobs.
Yeah.
They've been working, you know, they go to different places to work, but you know, the work is not really, there are a lot of works, but there's no payment. That's the thing.
Okay.
They don't pay them well because of the sanction. And some people have been laid off, you know, they've been there working and they ask them to just leave, you know, and stuff like that. So it's not easy for anybody as a student.
So what has really changed in you personally since when you had the sanctions? I mean, as an African.
What have changed to me as an African is that, you know, when I came to Russia, I had this mindset that I would just come, study, get a job and get a place for myself and maybe raise a family and stuff like that. But now my mentality has changed. I'm not even thinking about living here anymore. I'm thinking about leaving because I don't really know what the future holds. You know?
So how long have you been here in Russia?
I've been here in Russia for like almost 6 years.
You studied here, right?
Yeah, I studied here, graduated here.
So if you had to advise a student now that Russia has the sanctions, and what can you advise the African community or the minorities who normally study in Russia? What's your advice to them?
Well, my advice to people is that it's all about personal interests. If you're interested in studying in Russia, I won't stop you. You can come over to study in Russia if you think you can handle both the situations in Russia, because it's actually, Russia is comfortable to live in. You know, you can rent an apartment, it's affordable, and you can, you know, get a job. If you get a good job, it's good for you, you can actually stay. But if sometimes it's difficult to get good jobs, you know, so as a student, you can study and you can move to another country if you want to, and if you want to stay, you can stay. It's just a matter of choice.
So when you talk about the salaries as a student, what is the average salary for students? I mean, in terms of rubles?
For students, average salary it's like 30,000. That's the average salary. Yeah.
30,000.
Yeah,
so that's roughly $500 a month, right?
Yeah, $500 a month.
Yeah, and what are the type of jobs students can do in Russia? Your experience, your friends?
Okay, there are different types of jobs they can do in Russia. For example, they can work at a call center, you know, to call for like America, Canada, you know, other places, for, you know, for those advertisement and for pharmaceutical products, to sell pharmaceutical products and stuff like that. And also you can work as an English teacher. You can go to some of these private schools or English centers to actually work there. They pay good, they pay well.
Okay, let's talk about the topic of racism in Russia.
What?
What do you think? Have you had, for your 6 years here, how can you rate the racism, the level of racism in Russia? Is it going higher or it has dropped?
Yeah, it has reduced. Initially, you know, Russians, that kind of conserved people. They're not really aware of the outside world. They're just concerned with themselves. So when foreigners started moving into the country, they started like, they're curious, like what these people, we've seen these people on TV, we've watched them from videos, we've watched about some things about Africa. Is it true what they're saying about Africa? So they're kind of curious-minded people. And hence they kind of like, you know, act weird towards you because they don't really know you, you know. So initially you might say that's racism, but when you try to make them understand that this is how we live, this is how we are, we're Africa, and Africa is better now, it's not like the way it used to be, the way you see it on TV. Yeah, they kind of understand you and they start acting better, you know, in terms of like relating with you, and they get to know you better and you can understand them and you like them very well because they have good character. They have good you know, just everywhere you have good people and bad people. So yeah, basically.
Yeah, so when all the sanctions started and the standard of living started dropping in Russia in general, there have been this question from the audience that maybe the locals will become so aggressive. For the past 6 years, have you had some something like an aggressive move from locals? Are you treated differently?
Okay, one time I took the taxi.
That was when?
That was like a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I took a taxi with my friend. We were about to go to the
That was
metro
what
station.
city?
It was here in Moscow. Yeah,
okay.
here in Moscow. So we ordered a taxi and we took the taxi. The taxi driver was like, "Are you guys listening to the news about Ukraine war and Russia and stuff like that?" We are like, "Yeah, we do listen to the news." And they're like, "So are you guys against the war? Are you against Ukraine's their reaction and stuff like that?" And we're like, "We don't talk about politics. You know, we don't want to get involved in politics discussions and stuff like that.
It's not our stuff.
It's not our stuff, you know." And then the guy was like, "Why wouldn't you talk about it? And we know you guys. You guys are Americans. You're fond of like supporting the Ukrainians and stuff. We don't want you guys here in our country. You should leave our country and stuff." So he started acting kind of hostile in a way and aggressive, you know. And I told my friend, we're like, "Let's just get off this taxi, you know." I told the taxi driver, "Stop, please, we want to stop." And he was like, "No, I'm not stopping you guys. I'm taking you to your destination. I'm angry with you guys." And so like, no, just drop us from, you know. So he stopped. We came out from the taxi, and you know, it was kind of crazy and weird. But I've seen other things though. Some people actually are not. They're against the war in terms of like they don't like what is going on, you know, as Russians, but they can't voice it out because they don't have that an opportunity like us to actually voice our things and stuff like that. But you know, it's fine. We're still living it.
So finally, I just want to ask, what do you think? What is your perspective? What do you think about? I mean, I'm thinking about our audience, African audience or minority audience here, or maybe even Americans. I mean, I'll talk to an American soon. So what are the advice you have to give for an African student or African tourist traveling to Russia?
To Russia?
Yeah,
it's okay here. No, it's not really the war isn't affecting anybody here though.
Yeah.
It's like normal. We're living our life normally. We go to work as usual. We buy whatever I want to buy. We do everything just like as usual, you know. It's not like it's like where the war is happening, it's far away from, you know, some of these places here in Russia. You understand? It's like the border between Ukraine and Russia, just those cities around there, like Belgorod and close to Sochi and all of those places. Those places are closer to the war zones, but it's not really affecting anybody. You know, everyone is just living their life and they're going to their,
do you know some students? Do you have some contacts like Nigerian friends or African friends who studied in Ukraine?
In Ukraine?
Yeah.
I used to have some of the contacts, though we haven't spoken in a while, so I don't know. Maybe I misplaced the numbers. So, I really don't know.
So guys, I hope you learned something from this interview. I know we've been hearing a lot about foreigners suffering due to the sanctions. You've heard from a real person. Well, hope you also got some information here. And yeah, if you did get some information and learn something from the video, maybe you consider giving a like on the video. If you would love to know more about Russian content, I do upload Russian content. It's sometimes variable on the channel. Honestly, I'm not that pumped as before. You know, we don't get a lot of attraction, not on a personal level, but in terms of when you know it takes a lot of time for creators to get these videos out there. And when you get the results like what I have here on the channel, it's a bit not motivating. For the few I do have, I'll keep doing vlogs for you guys, videos showing you areas, just having fun, because guess what guys, if I lose the interest, then the channel is basically effed. Thanks for all of you who have been around, and we have done a lot for the past 3 years. I'll get some videos particularly about racism in Russia now that we are on sanctions, and will tell you guys my honest opinion about it. And if you're interested to know more about this, just subscribe. Again, as I said, click the bell and like all the videos. That help the machine called YouTube to spread the videos with others. That's what they told us. Talk to you soon, guys. Stay blessed.